Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord and Barney's Resistance. And, well, it's actually not so much a resistance now by himself. His vassals, his fellow vassals, have actually been doing quite a bit of good stuff. And, well, excluding the one that actually got murdered, well, not murdered, but he did get taken out by the big army that was roaming around. But, yeah, I actually baited the army out. And they separated eventually, and that meant that I could take them down. I took one of them down at the very least. The other one was splitting off, so basically I wasn't able to get him, unfortunately. But in general, we're doing okay. We're doing all right. And yeah, we will be able to hopefully be able to level up my polearm proficiency a little bit more here. Oh, there's a nice little bit of damage right there too. And yeah, this is obviously a completely different vassal. We've seen her before, and she has been spending a bit of time near the town. And I thought to myself, okay, it's time for me to go and lay in a pursuit course, engage, and yeah, that's exactly what's happened. We are now attacking her, of course, and this will be a relatively nice victory for us. And oh yeah, I did take the castle back as well, by the way. I also took the castle back. That was very easy because there was only about 60 to 70 units in there. Very, very simple indeed. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do sieges, and especially when you don't really get bothered that much. Like, I don't seem to be getting bothered too much by enemy units that much anymore. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Maybe it's because Vlandia has improved the amount of units that they all field in each of their armies. That might very well make a pretty big difference to our presence in the area. And that definitely, in my opinion, makes it much more fun as well to be able to siege without enemies trying to intercept you all the time, without trying to interfere in what you're trying to do. And I think I found a pretty decent way of doing it, thanks to those of you in the comments, again, for that. Did you just see that weird thing happen right there? Is this tree something I can walk through? Yes, it is. I think they may have forgotten about that one, because as you can see, you can't go through all of these. That's for sure. You can only go through that one in particular. That's kind of amusing. Anyway, so yeah, if you get this map, go through this tree, and then you're absolutely fine. Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about that tree ever again. It's a phantom tree. The phantom tree of death. And, well, we don't really need to worry about it. Anyway, there you go. It's Alaneth. Alaneth is the woman that we are fighting right here. And, well, she is now going to be taken prisoner. And we will see if we can... I don't know whether I really want to take any more prisoners. Oh, I can actually do that. Okay, that's good. Because I was actually a bit worried that I'd go over my limit here. As you can see, I'm pretty close to it. So let's see if I can maybe take a couple of Vlandians. Vlandian infantry is always nice. Crossbowmen, knights, hardened crossbowmen, they're all very good. And I think that's probably going to be it. I could take Batanians as well. Maybe I should take Batanians too. Yeah, we'll take the Falksmen. I found that the Falksmen can actually join you, even if you do it from prisoners. So that's actually really nice. And I'm not entirely sure where these are from. Are these from the Empire? I would assume these are from the Empire because they're relatively similar to Roman culture, aren't they? I think they are kind of similar to that. Anyway, we are also going to level up a couple of people, and that is basically that. All right, so there is Alaneth, and we will execute her straight away. Boom. All right, done. And we now... Oh yeah, here we go. Look at that. She's got a bunch of food. Very nice. She's got some silver ore and all that wonderful stuff there as well. I know people are saying that I should take the loot, but I just don't see the point. I've got 1.4, 1.4 million. Oh yeah, also someone did mention as well that you or me or someone might want to try giving money to lords for them to be able to recruit units. Now, here's the thing about that. Personally, I don't think that makes any difference. I think they have a good amount of cash as it is, because as you can see, I'm just going to speak to some random vassal here, and you can see that she's got 309,000. So she's more than easily capable of recruiting volunteers and whatever else. And I have spoken to a couple of other vassals as well, and they all have the same thing going on, where they all have a decent amount of cash. You really don't need to give them any cash. And yeah, so generally that seems to all be working out quite nicely. So you can see here, this is what is currently going on. I did not want to look at that, thank you, but I did want to show you the overall picture of what is going on in our current game here. And yeah, it's actually going quite nicely. Wait a minute, did I get given this castle? Yes, I did. Okay, they gave me this castle. I didn't even vote on it, amazingly enough. I literally took it, like, I don't even know, 15 minutes ago, and I didn't actually want this. But I guess it's a fully upgraded, well, not fully upgraded, but it's pretty well upgraded. Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase prosperity, because that's going to, well, we actually do need to get... how do I increase the amount of production that we have? Improves project development speed. So workshops, very good. Bonus, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so workshops are what I need to do first. And then I guess I'll do the Castellan's office as well, because that's going to be 50% reduced militia during rebellion. I don't know whether that really matters that much. We're going to spend a whole bunch of money just to fill up the reserves, just so that they 100% have everything that they need to have. And technically I could put a governor here, I could put someone here, but I'm not entirely sure what they need to be a good governor. I would assume leadership and stuff like that, but I actually don't have, amusingly enough, I don't have anyone that actually has any good leadership skill in my party, which is just absolutely ludicrous. How's my garrison doing? Okay, so this is what I currently have in my garrison. I obviously did not realize that they had given this to me, so these are just random units that they have given me for free, which is quite nice, I suppose. And I guess what I will do is I will swap out a bunch of people, and we'll just place these guys wherever they want to go, you know, just kind of like the tier 2 guys most of the time, and any tier 3 guys as well, we'll probably swap those out too, apart from the Vlandians. Going to keep most of the Vlandians with us. Imperial trained archers, they can level up into some really good units. I'm going to keep those, I think, even though they are tier 3. Going to put the tier 2 guys in there as well. Vlandian infantry, very good. Going to keep those, because they level up into some nice things, you know? You definitely want to keep those guys around. Anyway, let's take some sergeants and various other things. We could take a couple of these too. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm alright in terms of our troop size. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I can just wait here for some time, because this is now my castle, amusingly enough. Did not really anticipate for this to be a thing, but okay. Anyway, I think I might want to put Liena in as a governor, to be fair, because I think... Why did I teleport over here? What is going on? What is going on with that? I'm not entirely sure. As I've said multiple times before in the series, it seems like I teleport randomly for no reason. I really don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, there's 131 defenders in Galend, and I'm not entirely sure how many we have in the castle. So I'm actually just going to make my way over there. Bear in mind that my daily gold change is now going to be kind of significant, because we have defenders and things like that. So that might be a bit problematic. But I think the best thing that I can probably do is literally just wait here for some time and see what happens. I've got to be a bit careful about this. As you can see, I've got 188 exactly. Now this is kind of amusing. As you can see, we actually do have a friend here. His name is Vipon, and he is attempting to do something to Akram right here. I will not stand for it. Thank you very much, Vipon. You will be eliminated relatively soon. As you can see, he's got 14 looters in his army, but I gotta say that he has more of a chance of beating us than so far any of the vassals that I have come across recently. With the exception of Alaneth, actually. Alaneth, the woman that we defeated earlier on in this episode, she actually had some pretty decent units. I mean, apart from the 50 or so Vlandian peasants that she had in her army, but everyone else was actually kind of good. So Yeah, anyway. Oh, there's actually a hideout here. I might want to attack that after this, but maybe I won't show that to you because you've seen quite a few hideout fights, and you kind of know how it goes now, but I don't know. Maybe you do want to see it? I don't really know, really. I mean, there's only two groups of 4 in there, so it's not really going to be super riveting or anything like that. So maybe I'll just do it just to get a little bit of relation increase. Maybe if they have some prisoners in there, it might make sense, but I am at maximum army now, so I shouldn't really have too many things to worry about. Let's put my people out there. We've got to be a bit careful about this, even though we do outnumber them. This guy apparently is a Khuzait. Oh, no. He's actually a Sturgian, by the looks of things. He's got a bunch of Sturgian brigands in his army, and this should be pretty easy. This should be pretty easy for us, as you can see. Nice hit on the head right there. Gotta say, I love the glaives, and unfortunately, it seems as though the developers have removed the War Razor, which is the glaive that I'm actually using right now. So they have removed the ones that I actually very much enjoy using, which is a big shame. But, I did give you my thoughts on that in the previous episode anyway, so it's not really a big deal. Oh, just killed one of those veterans. Very nice indeed. I guess it is kind of damaging. This weapon is actually kind of damaging. Like, it does a lot of damage. I mean, 196 damage, that is actually quite a lot for something that you can literally use on a horse. So I guess I understand their decision-making process on that, because it is quite powerful. But that's the thing, I would love to have this weapon even at a lower damage output. I know that there is another glaive that I have seen in my Khuzait Khanate series, and it's called a long glaive or something like that, and basically that is nowhere near as fun as what I'm currently using here, because the one there has 31 cutting damage. Yeah, 31 cutting damage, and well, you can kind of tell that that's just not going to cut it. I'll let myself out. Anyway, that is indeed a victory for us right there. And Vipon is eliminated, and we will be taking him prisoner. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. We're actually getting some relation with these guys now. Oh yeah, there is actually a new update, by the way. So I would assume that gaining this little bit of relation and gaining some charm increase is making a big difference to that, which I very much appreciate, because I have been releasing quite a few of our forces and I haven't got anything for it, because they have obviously not implemented that, or they didn't have it implemented beforehand. So a bit disappointing there, but well, what can you do? You can get relation in other ways, and that doesn't really matter. Whoa, hello there. Give me this. That is a wonderful helm. And did you see how expensive it was? Like, crazy expense right there. All right, so let's have a look, see if we can give someone else something, a bit of an upgrade. Oh, Pelisor. There you go, Pelisor. Have that. Should I actually give him something else? Should I give him something better? I mean, his stats, I really need to have a look at his stats soon. But is there anyone else that actually needs some kind of upgrade? I mean, he's using something already pretty good. Voldrat, he's absolutely fine. Ellil is absolutely fine as well. And Lise is also fine. So nothing really to worry about there. Although I could give her this. There we go. So Lise has got a much better upgrade in that case now, which is quite good. And is there anything else here that I really want to give her? Maybe. No, it's highly unlikely in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's a two-handed axe here. What about Pelisor? Does he have a good axe? He's using the Executioner's axe, which I think is really fun for him to use. But as you can see, it does get outstatted by this drilled two-handed axe. So I think I'm going to give him that. We've got to give him the best possible chance to actually do anything. So we're just going to give him that. And I'm going to head on over here, and I'll do the hideout relatively fast. So there you go. But we do get some pretty cool stuff. I have found that raiding hideouts and things like that actually does provide you with a pretty significant amount of food. And I know that a number of you have actually been very helpful in the comments with letting me know that caravans are very, very good to raid. And I will definitely take that advice into account when seeing caravans out on the world map, because let's face it, I could always use more food, you know? I could definitely always use more food, especially with an army of almost 200. They might be eating me out of house and home relatively soon, so I'm hopeful that we're going to do all right. But there you go. There's another there's another one. There's another baby for us. All right, let me have a look here. Okay, so Morcon. This is another boy. Okay, so there's literally how many boys now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 boys and 1 girl. Not entirely sure what's going on with that. As you can see, Byron is actually the engineer for our party. I thought that that might actually make a bit of sense, because it might actually level his engineering skill up, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I'm not entirely sure, but now I have to figure out a name for this little guy. I have no idea. I have no idea. Billy. There we go. Billy. That's actually my character in Flourish Expanded, I believe. So Billy will be. Was it Flourish Expanded? I'm actually unsure. But there is also going to be the obligatory time where Liena will give birth, and then I will name the child Bertild. So it will be Bertild, because, you know, it's just hilarious. You have to do that, right? Not in real life, though. I warn against doing it in real life. That would probably not be very fair for the child, but this is a game after all. Anyway, let's take a look at our castle real quick and see how it's doing. How is it doing? Not great, but they've actually built a couple of things right here. Let's go and build some more workshops and so on and so forth. And then I will just wait here for some time. Now look what we have here. Yes, we have a very, very large army under our command as well, and we are going to be attempting to get my infantry and so on and so forth to follow me, and we'll hopefully be able to take these guys down. Now this is probably one of my favorite maps. I personally feel like this map is a big favorite of mine. I like the fact that you can literally have your archers on a massive hill, and then you can just make... well, you can make them into the utter death dealers that they are born to be. They're just so good from range. And being able to put them on a hill somewhere makes all the difference. Obviously, if you put your infantry in front of them, then they're going to be even better. Someone actually did mention to me as well that if you do go into form and then you put them into loose formation, I think I actually mentioned this in the previous episode as well, but anyway, if you put them into loose formation or something along those lines, it's going to make them even more effective, because they will be able to very easily shoot enemies instead of being blocked. Oh, did you see that? That was absolutely hilarious. He got taken out by a sharpshooter right there. Very, very funny with the ragdoll. Anyway, yeah, this is wow. Everyone's charging? Are you serious? Why are you all charging in here? This doesn't make sense. I don't know why they would decide to do that, but you know how the AI is. They're a little bit weird when it comes to charging in places, but I guess it's all right. I mean, you don't want to get poked in the leg for 46 damage, do you? But apparently I did, yes. I'm very good at that, you know. I'm perfect when it comes to, hey, you over there, do you need to get poked in the leg for 46 damage? And then I'm like, yes, I'm your man. That is exactly what Barney is capable of doing. He's very good at that, isn't he? Yes, he's very, very good at that. But it's okay. It's okay, because he's used to it, you know? He's used to it. And his leg is literally just like steel by this moment. So he literally can't even feel it. He's perfectly fine. Might be nerve damage, but I'm thinking that he's going to be fine. Unless he's maybe cheating. Maybe he's put some steel on it or something like that. I mean, you know, goodness me, you know, think about putting some armor on that leg, you know. Anyway, yeah, we're absolutely fine here, as you can see. This guy actually was running around with a pretty large army in our territory, and I was just like, no, thank you. Don't really want that to happen. And so I decided to try and take them down. And thankfully, as you can no doubt tell from us completely outnumbering the opponent, we did get a number of people to come along and help us at the same time. Now, because I've actually just taken out an Imperial Cataphract unit, or an elite one actually, I want to mention that when I first looked at the Empire troop trees way back in 2019, I think it was like in October or something like that, I was looking at the Empire troop trees in my Let's Talk, factions of Bannerlord video, and I was thinking to myself, okay, well, these guys are going to be really, really weak against archers because they don't have a shield along with their polearm, right? So I thought to myself, yeah, they're going to be, torn apart by archers and stuff like that. And personally, I don't think that they actually do. I don't think they actually do, because it seems to me like archers in general are actually quite, I don't want to say inaccurate, but I think that in general, if you're going to see a huge line of Imperial elite cataphracts charging towards you, that they're thunderous, hooves on the ground just running towards you, it's going to, I don't know, it's going to do something, it's going to do something to the morale of those men. And for some reason, it always seems as though they're absolutely fine and they don't seem to really take that much damage from archers. But maybe that's just because I have such a small sample size to take examples from. That's basically also a thing. But yeah, anyway, this is where I currently am. Upon exiting the castle, I actually teleported right over here for some reason. Not entirely sure. Well, not right here, but I was over at the in between the two towns. And then I just decided, hey, you know what? I'm just going to patrol around a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of weird when you press exit, sometimes you teleport. I don't know. I really don't know why that is, because I was actually seeing units from way too far away, and I have no idea why that was either. It's because I think my person, Barney, I think he was, according to the game, over in that area without me actually being over there. So yeah, I don't exactly know why that... I think I know why that happens, actually. Aha, I think I may have solved a bug for you, developers, if you're watching. I don't think they are, but well, whatever the case. Yeah, I think what happens is I'm waiting at a castle, and then the automatic recruiting thing happens, when a fellow vassal calls you to participate in a campaign. I think that happens, the little pop-up on the right, and then your character... or shall we say your character's ghost, goes over there and follows that army. And so that's the reason why when you press stop waiting and you press leave, that's the reason why you then teleport over there, because it's technically, the game is technically thinking that's where your character is, if you understand what I mean. So I think that is a bit of a bug, obviously. That is a bit of a bug. And I personally don't really mind about it too much, as long as it doesn't get me caught up in some kind of insane battle that I'm never going to win. That's the only time which I, would prefer that not to happen. But anyway, let's build some more of these things. We're going to build another workshop. This is already going to be built relatively soon as well. And there we go. Yeah, so I'm just trying to build up Hongard Castle as much as possible, because we want to be, not so hongy, not so hongy. But anyway, let's take a look over here. We do have a number of prisoners that can potentially join us, but I have a maximum army at the moment, so I have a lot of units that can be replaced if needed, which is actually very nice. So let's take a look at the map. All right. So, do we want to retake Praven? I'm thinking that the resounding answer from all of you out there is yes. I think that is going to be overwhelmingly yes. So we will be going over to Praven and seeing what we can do. Maybe we'll happen upon some imbecile that will want to be imbeciles together. Alright, so we're charging straight on in against the defenders of Praven that actually sallied out. Yeah, there was actually a vassal nearby that organized them into a force that was capable of sallying out outside the garrison. And I gotta say, this seems like a pretty bad idea in my mind. I mean, I don't exactly know why they would do this. I guess it's because they did actually have about 550 or so units that actually exited the garrison. and they thought they could take us. You know, they thought they could take us, but the thing is that what I did was basically place my archers on a high point on the map, and that's any high point. A hill like this right here, that's going to be suitable for the strategy. And then basically what you do is you just let your archers do as much damage as they can, and then retreat, and then go back in, and then use your archers again, and so on. And that's what I did until they had about 300 or so units, and well, then you saw the aftermath of that. And there it is. And this right here is the guy that incited all of those militia to attack from outside the garrison. So we are going to be executing him, and there you go. Another clan was destroyed. Very nice indeed. Okay, so how many did we lose? We actually lost a lot of units in that particular engagement. I decided not to show the other strategy. I do appreciate people letting me know all these kinds of tips and stuff. I have used that kind of strategy in Warband as well. But obviously in some mods, they do tend to punish you quite a bit for using that particular strategy, because it is... it's not straight up, so to speak. It is a very shady kind of tactic. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's very, very effective, and I actually quite like using it, personally. But a couple of people do frown upon it. But obviously this is my campaign, so... you know, those people can just do whatever they want in their own, you know, in their campaigns. But anyway, that is it. Okay, fantastic. So we are now done there. Now I'm hopeful. Oh, there's one. There's only one unit in there. Okay. Yeah. I don't even know what is going on with the Empire. They seem to have gone crazy fighting Barney at this point, because literally they were unable to eliminate... I'm just going to send my troops in straight up. There you go. Yeah, but they seem to have gone absolutely crazy fighting Barney and being unable to finish the game by taking that last town. And there you go. We've actually taken Praven. Oh, hello, Godun. Godun is there. That's a Sturgian defector as far as I remember. Anyway, this guy's got a bunch of Vlandian peasants. He's got some Empire peasants as well. And yeah, anyway, this is our current situation. Hongard, I think, is okay still. I think so. I think it is okay. Yeah, it seems to be okay. Doesn't seem like I can see any siege weaponry or anything like that outside. And let's go into the trade screen here, because they might actually have some food. Yes, they finally... Yes, there we go. We can actually pick up some food, even though I actually do have... How much do I have? 234. Yeah, I can't really see the number that well due to the way that I record things. But anyway, we are going to buy a bunch. We're going to buy a bunch of stuff, because those other guys, they've got a bunch of towns and things that they can pick up stuff from, and I would like to try and level up my steward skill a little bit more. So being able to have a wide variety of different food is really good. I'm not going to recruit any units, because my forces definitely need those. They definitely need those. So I'm just going to be leaving those for the moment, and they can take them whenever they want. And we will be leveling up some more people. There we are. All right, that is absolutely fine. So let's wait here for some time. Actually, you know what? Do I want to wait here, or do I want to go somewhere else? I think I probably want to go into my kingdom screen at the moment and actually have a look and see who they're going to give this to. Oh, that's actually kind of amazing. They are giving this back to the guy who is actually Liena's father, by the way. This is her father, and he apparently, I think I remember that he owned Praven beforehand. So we are going to be suggesting that he gets it. That seems pretty good to me. Oh. What? Why did you get... Okay. Apparently I have two now. Okay. I did not want this. Why did you... Okay, I have no idea what Death Art is doing, because I thought to myself, he's definitely going to give it to that guy. I think that's a kind of poetic justice for the guy that used to own it to then reclaim ownership over it. But... he didn't want to give it to him, which is kind of weird, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so I guess I can actually finally manage a town because we haven't actually done this before. So yeah, I guess, well, there is nothing to do. There is nothing to do. There are some shops here, as you can see. I actually own one of these. I own the carpenter in here. And, well, there's a bunch of other people as well. And I apparently also own another one, which can produce wine and stuff. But, yeah, okay. Fine. I'm going to put a bunch of money in here. I don't know why, but I'm going to put some money in there anyway, just to make sure that people have what they need, if they need it. And we're just going to increase our prosperity as much as possible. Ah, now look at this. Belgier is gathering an army near Hongard, and what do you bet that I'm going to teleport as soon as I click on leave? Let's test it. There you go. See? That is actually the bug. That is actually the bug. So I was able to recreate it and everything. So, hey, you know what? If any developer needs a QA tester, you found your guy. Anyway, I'm actually getting a very weird looking... What's going on with the gold? Look at the gold. So many decimal points. Well, not decimal points, but so many numbers after the decimal point right there. Actually kind of hilarious. Okay, well, whatever the case, most of my people are now back in action and they are ready to roll. But, well, we have 34 wounded still. What about this guy? What does he have? He's got Battanian scouts. He's got volunteers. He's not really got anything that can really do that much to us, but I would like to be able to fight him with a bunch of our guys. So let's see if we can do that. No. I want this guy to join us as well. Yes, there we are. Now we can join him. Fantastic. All right, so he's got 200 and... Actually, we've got 210 against his 131. And it seems like fighting in Vlandian territory seems to give you this map set quite often. And I gotta say, I really don't mind that. I think that is actually quite fun because I really like the scenery. I really like the scenery in this area. I think it's very cool. And I don't know about you, but if you've been playing Bannerlord as well as I have, and I'm not talking about as well as in, you know, skill-based, being amazing or whatever. I'm saying that if you've also been playing it, then I wonder whether you've seen an increase in performance, because I haven't actually had too many optimization problems recently. I haven't had many frame drops or anything like that, but I used to get a huge amount. Maybe it wasn't obvious earlier in the series, but I was getting a lot of frame rate issues, getting a lot of crashes, as you've no doubt seen, but they seem to have all been smoothed out, and I'm actually unsure whether they have done a bunch of optimization without people really knowing, because I've looked at every single patch notes, and it doesn't seem as though they have done any optimization, but I'm running at a pretty nice frame rate nowadays, because I used to get about 40 to 60 most of the time, except in sieges when I would get 15 or 20. So even though it may have appeared smoother on the video, it did not appear that way to me. So maybe, yeah, maybe they've done something. Maybe they've done something, because it is actually a lot smoother than it used to be, with really large fights as well. As you can no doubt tell, our fight against the garrison at Praven, when they sallied out, there was 300 units on the enemy side, and I wasn't having that much stuttering at all. Actually, almost none. So I'm thinking that they probably did something there. And bravo, because I know that optimization is not exactly the most fun thing to work on, obviously, because, I mean, when do you ever want to work on optimization? You always want to work on fun things, like adding new items and, you know, working on troops and so on and so forth. That's a lot of fun, but optimization, maybe not so fun. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I've never developed a game, so I really don't know who finds what fun, because let's face it, you know, different people like different things. But anyway, now I'm just getting off on a rant, or shall we say, I'm getting off on a tangent here. And anyway, the point is that it feels a lot smoother. It feels a lot smoother, and it's only been about 10 days since it was released, right? Yeah, it's only been about 10 days, and that's, I gotta say, bravo there, because they have been fixing a bunch of the crashes. I haven't had a crash. Actually, I think I did have a crash today, but that was earlier on, and it hasn't crashed since, and luckily my autosave saved me. But, the point is that they are fixing a whole bunch of different crashes, and the community is helping with that, of course, as well, because they're reporting the crashes, and it's going along quite smoothly, the development, I feel. But obviously I don't know what's going on internally or anything like that. I mean, I'm not part of the development team in any way, shape, or form. So anyway, there you go. That is a nice victory for us, and Melodier is going to be... Oh, never mind. Apparently we are not going to get to take them prisoner, and that actually is kind of disappointing. Oh yeah, by the way, when someone dies, or when an enemy lord dies in a fight, I've done a couple of those now where some people have actually managed to escape after the fight, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to actually remove them from the game. It just seems to make it so that they are able to escape, which is kind of unfortunate. I actually thought that, them being killed in battle would be the way to go. I thought that would be really kind of cool, but I don't think that actually happens, because I have seen someone that has died on the fields of battle later on, and they have been absolutely fine. So there's also that. Okay, so I think we're actually starting to push back. We are actually starting to push back, if you can believe it. Because I always believed that I would probably be able to turn this around. But oh, there we go. Leona's now once again pregnant. She is just a machine. She's just pushing those out like no one's business. Kind of like me in videos. Kind of like me in videos, right? Yeah. Anyway, the point is, we are probably going to achieve victory here. It really depends on how the Vlandians do, because let's face it, I'm not going to be able to do every single siege by myself. Them, sallying out against us, that was literally just... I'm going to say kind of lucky that the vassal did not have a large army, because if he had a large army, I would probably not be able to really defeat them that easily. But anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.